Hi, this is One for the Record. I'm Diana, and today is Friday, May 18th, 2012, late Friday evening. And here's your update for today. We'll start off with the Watchers. Latest headlines from the Watchers. 40 million Japanese in extreme danger of life-threatening radiation poisoning. Mass evacuations likely. Okay. And they're talking about Fukushima radiation. Okay, also. Mysterious illness strikes hundreds of flight attendants, causes rashes and hair loss. Are toxic uniforms really to blame, or is it Fukushima? I'll tell you what. Let's say it's not Fukushima. If you have hundreds of your flight attendants in a small space, along with your passengers, is there any cross-contamination going to happen there? Are they still flying with their rashes and their hair loss and you're not sure what it's caused by? And it's a strange illness? Are they also in containment in that plane, breathing the same air in a small enclosed space, recycling air? That's what I want to know. Are these flight attendants working still? Are you still having them work? So you better figure out what it is real fast. I want people who are flying to think about that. Now, what if they are radioactive? What if they are, what if they are contaminated with radiation? Still, are they walking in a enclosed, is everybody in a enclosed small container with cross-contamination going on all over the place? I don't know what's going on. Heads up if you're flying. That's all I have to say about that. I want you to think about that. You're in a closed environment with people that either have some strange illness or they might be contaminated with an extreme amount of radiation and are showing signs of radiation poisoning. That's what I have to say. All right, let's keep moving on. Okay, new lava flow on Bagana volcano, Papua New Guinea. World's most threatened tribe, outnumbered 10-1 by invaders. The Amazon's Awa, Earth's most threatened tribe. Okay. Fresh blast from Mexico's Popocatépetl volcano. Also, Sirung volcano back to life and on alert level 3. New phreatic eruption and strong degassing. Spring fires and smoke in eastern Asia. Shallow 6.2 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Asin, Chile. Air pollution causing warming hole over the U.S. Active volcanoes in the world, and they're showing them from May 9th to May 15th. Yes, this is old stuff. Other than M5.1 solar flare generated S2 solar radiation storm. They're calling it now, according to Pastor Paul Bagley. I'll run his video towards the end of the show. Or maybe I'll try to run it right now. He talks about that, saying it's a monster flare that came out of 1476. He believes, and there's 3 other Earth-size sunspots that are way bigger than the Earth. It's something like 100 kilometers across. I mean, 100, no, it's 100,000 kilometers across. Not sure. Okay, here we go. Let me play his thing. That's it with the Watchers. he talks about it. And so let me, even though I reported on it, seems like something's gone array and the satellites might be affected and blackout and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to run his video for you. Let's close this and let's line it up. Here we go. I'll try to get this right on the first shot. Hard for me to tell. I can't see anything. Let's see. I'm just trying to line it up by line of sight. Hopefully you can see this. Let's back it down a little bit. Hopefully it's clear, or bring it forward. I don't want it too blurry. Here you go. This is Paul Bailey Technology. Actually, he's the one who was doing this first. Let's see if we can get this to go. I hope you can see it. If not, you can hear it.
Are you serious? You better get a cup of coffee right now and sit down, because you're going to need to. Because I don't want you passing out when I get ready to tell you the information that's coming for me right now. What? See that baseball player? He got hit with a pitch, I guess, and I guess he went down to first base, and then he fainted. Of course, if you get hit with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, you may faint too. But anyway, pray for him that he'll be feeling better. Luke 21:25, and then let me read this article to you. Here's what the Bible says. Jesus was asked, can you tell us of the signs of thy coming in the end of the world? He gives you a whole list of things in Matthew 24, Mark 13, and Luke 21. And here's one of them. In Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Ooh, I get excited every time I think about him coming. He's coming. Are you ready? But right now we're still here, and we're dealing with a lot of stuff, and let's deal with this right now. A monster sunspot solar flare. I want to thank Reverend Gary of Kentucky for sharing this with me, and he's not the only. This is unbelievable. I remember last week, and I don't know, you can go back 3 or 4 days, I can't remember when, but I did a video on the fact that they found 4 huge sunspots on the sun, and that each one was larger than the earth, and they were very concerned that a solar tsunami or some type of a flare could happen. They were monsters. Well, we're back. And exactly what they were hoping it wouldn't happen, praying it couldn't, stay away, it has. A monster sunspot, solar flare, strong enough to confuse satellites has just happened. An enormous sunspot unleashed a powerful solar flare late Wednesday, May the 16th. Okay? Triggering a radiation storm intense enough to interfere with some of the satellites orbiting the Earth, space weather experts say. The flare erupted from monster sunspots complex AR 1476, which stretches across 60,000 miles or 100,000 kilometers from end to end. This happened at 9:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on May the 16th, 2012, folks. The flare spawned a Class S2 solar radiation storm around our planet, Earth, according to the Space Weather Prediction Center, which is a branch of the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. The The SWPC described the class S2 solar flare or solar radiation storms as moderate, with the potential to cause infrequent single event upsets in Earth orbiting satellites. Are you saying the satellites? Are you saying your direct TV might get knocked out? What? That's a crisis for some folks. What are you saying, Pastor? I'm saying that communications could be affected. We're talking cell phone towers. We're talking power grids, CMEs. We're talking about things that could happen here on the planet. Or what we could be saying we're talking about, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. Now, people abroad, aircraft, people who are on aircraft flying at high altitudes may also be exposed to elevated radiation levels during such events. The flare also caused limited radio blackouts to the sunlit side of the Earth, the SWPC researchers said, adding that the radiation storm appears to be subsiding now. Now, today, of course, is May the 18th, 2012. You still have to take a step back and wait, because remember, there were 4 sunspots, and they work off one another. And scientists told us about a week ago. I can't remember the exact date. I should have went back and looked at the video I did on it, but they told us that these things could happen in the next few days coming, and it has. A monster sunspot solar flare, strong enough to confuse the satellites that are in the sky, maybe even give you a little too much radiation if you're in an airplane. It could knock out satellite feeds. It could mess some things up. We don't know exactly what it will do. I remember last summer there was a solar flare that nobody even cared about. It was small, wasn't very big. They said, don't worry about it. And it knocked the power grid out from San Diego, California, all the way to Tucson, Arizona, all across the desert. Portions of it along the grid. So what we got to do is realize that we're living in the days the Bible talks about. Scientists describe Wednesday night's eruption as a class M5 solar flare. Space weather researchers classify strong solar flares into 3 categories, with a C being the weakest, and an M being intermediate, and an X the most powerful. This thing was an M5, so it's a moderate, but it's a strong intermediate one. Okay. Now X-class flares can cause long-lasting radiation storms in the Earth's upper atmosphere and trigger radio blackouts. M-class flares can cause brief radio blackouts in the polar regions and occasional minor radiation storms, while C flares have few noticeable consequences. Well, this is an M5. It was a monster sunspot, and it has erupted into a powerful sun flare. Now, we'll wait and see exactly, or solar flare. We'll wait and see what that means. The CMEs, exactly what that's going to mean. This thing's traveling, of course, at the speed of 3 million miles an hour. So it's coming, and the effects are going to be felt.
Too,
so keep an eye on it, okay? Keep an eye on it, and we'll keep watching what's going on. From a biblical standpoint, I just know that the scriptures told us these types of events were going to happen, and we're going to see these things. You can imagine when Jesus spoke these words, there was no ability to really study into space, to even understand these types of things. Yet he knew later in the last days that we would have the ability to see the signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. He knew we would be able to comprehend it, and thus he made it a requirement, or if you will, a sign, something to watch as we get further down the road and closer to his return. Are you saved? Pastor, don't ask me again. One of these times you're going to hear that for the last time. One of these times you're going to hear somebody say, are you saved? Would you like to be saved? Have you considered giving your life to Jesus Christ? I want you to do that. We're running out of time. Things are happening so fast at an exponential speed. Things are literally, biblical prophecy is fulfilling itself on a minute to minute, seems like hour to hour basis. And I don't know if you're saved. And only you and God knows. Have you repented of your sins? Have you asked Christ into your heart?
All right. He's a good pastor. Now, I get a lot of news from him. Let me turn this around. A bad storm is headed my way. I can hear it going. So, you can hear it. All right. Hold on a second. Let me get back to the news. Storm is a brewing. Hopefully I can get this out to you. Stand by. Here we go. Yep, we're still dark. Let me get that for you. Here we are. We're back. There's a horrible storm starting outside. I almost want to open the window and we can watch the flashes, but I don't know how it would look on the camera. Probably better off doing that during the day than at night. Might not pick it up very well. Okay, moving on. Earthchanges.sot.net. Hopefully our power will stay on. Lessons from past earthquakes and implications for today and the future. And they're talking about the new Madrid earthquakes were intense. Dramatic eruption seen at FUKUSHIMA volcano in Japan. Wow. Part of this could be the solar flares coming and our geomagnetic storms. Blasts continue to menace people near Popocatépetl volcano. This stuff is putting a lot of... These volcanoes are putting a lot of stuff in the air. Mystery earthquake near McCall puzzles scientists and technicians. McCall, Idaho. National Forest. Oh, and that was Thursday around 4:30 a.m. Let's see, I can't see the magnitude. I'm looking. Oh man, 2.2. Okay. Sumatra volcanoes may pack deadly punch. Let's see. Again, a 6.2 off the coast of Asin, Chile. And now they're talking about bee kills and genetic engineering in the Corn Belt. It's killing the bees. Okay, we're done with that one. Moving on to the Extinction Protocol 2012. You'll be able to hear the storm soon if you haven't heard it already. It's booming. U.S. troops on the ground in Yemen as war expands. Has World War III already started in the Middle East? Israel prepares for possible Iranian strike. Palestinian president warns an attack would be the end of the world. Wow. That was today. Oh, something's itching my face. 54. That must be volcano number 54. Ow, cat, what are you doing? Papua New Guinea's Bengana volcano lava eruption caught by NASA satellite. Outbreak of canine distemper reported in U.S. Northwest in Oregon. They're warning dog owners to vaccinate their pets. Menacing terror. Mexico's Popocatépetl spews fiery rock and ash shakes buildings in nearby village. Also today, Eurozone crisis worsening, Spanish banks on the brink with new round of downgrades. New stress point, tension mounts between Iran and Saudi Arabia. The sky is talking tonight. God, it sounds weird out there. Tales from the X-Files. Mystery quake in Idaho and beach rocks that spontaneously explode. And that's by the Paiute National Forest. Rocks that spontaneous explode. Spontaneous exploding rocks. This is a 43-year-old woman in California suffered third-degree burns last Saturday after two rocks she collected at the beach spontaneous exploded while she was standing in her kitchen, causing her shorts to catch fire. The rocks were in her pocket. And the rocks were a small size of a hamburger patty, smooth and orange and green in color, fell from the shorts on the floor and continued to burn the wood floor and fill the house with smoke. Whoa, what the hell is that? Wow. Wow, that is like the X-Files. Yeah, X-Files stuff. Hey, if you collected any orange, greenish looking rock, collected any rocks, better put them outside in a bucket. Like a metal trash can. Close the lid. I don't know. I don't know what these exploding rocks that turn on fire, what that could be. Green in color. Rocks are usually not green in color, are they? Orange and green? Wonder if those were really rocks she had, or if it was something else. Oh. Okay, that's enough from that. That's weird. Weird stuff. Okay, let's keep going. Japan, Fukushima, back-to-back quakes around 5.0 hit near area of 311 quake. Happened within 3-hour period. And that was reported 9:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Gunter, international effect must now be mounted to prevent further catastrophe at Fukushima. Japan yet to ask for outside help. Basically what they're saying, everybody has to just jump in, go in, and not care what Japan thinks. No one's coming to invade them. They're coming to stop the radiation that's terrorizing the earth. It's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do right now. Because that's the real terrorism. Right there, Fukushima. That's it right there. You want to know what terrorism is? It's by leaving this radioactive thing that's contaminating our water, our air, our clean drinking water, the water table, everything. It's going around the world destroying everything while they sit on their hands. So, and we're just as bad for just sitting there watching them sit on their hands. You know, you gotta treat this like if you were in an EMT emergency room. Should have jumped on it right away. Jumped on it and kept going in all forces from around the world, all with your technology. Jump in there and stop this thing. Japan's ex-industry minister. Neutron radiation is degenerating reactors. Admits he was playing a role when saying nuclear plants were safe. Okay, now we know they aren't safe. Now let's all decommission them and get rid of them. Thank you very much. He just said there's Japan's ex-industry minister. He knows that they're not safe. There you go. There's an official that knows that. Let's just roll with that on the reason why we got to get rid of this stuff off the planet. Former top official at hearing told that all 6 Fukushima reactors would explode if workers left plant. Entire East Japan might be lost. Wow. Not good. And then where does it blow to? And what direction then does everything go to? West Coast? More children who evacuated Fukushima found with thyroid abnormalities report. Fukushima doctor, we need outside help. Japanese people not listening. We are now in very bad condition, especially for children. Please help. Wikipedia, 15 reactors in areas affected by 3/11 quake. Higashidori nuclear plant lost all external power. Tokai Daini took 4 days to achieve cold shutdown. ABC News. Radiation levels in Tokyo Bay causing worry. Concerns of safety of escaped penguin. Okay, that's, you know, there you go, ABC News. Boy, that sure makes a lot of sense. Whatever that is, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, ABC News, for that title. Jeez, this shows you, you know. It looks like everything is dumbed down over here, huh? Better think about that. Vague and weird stuff. Downgraded media. No, I'm not reading anything. I'm just thinking to myself, like just that report alone. Anything else coming out of somewhere else makes more sense than what I just read. Okay? That's just very disappointing. Very embarrassing. Here we go. Uploaded. This is for Canada and the U.S. I put them together. Updated with video. Senator Cantwell, almost as if there's an attitude that tsunami debris is top secret. TV. U.S. now less prepared to deal with nuke disaster than before 3/11. Report. Disregarding lessons of Fukushima Daiichi, the NRC secretively issued a new rule. We don't care. We already know what's going on, and you don't have to do anything. You're all going to be sued and tried for crimes against humanity. So you go ahead and just keep doing what you're doing, which is nothing. U.S. Senator, Japan tsunami debris will be worst single pollution event to ever hit west coast of North America. Far exceeding Exxon Valdez raises radiation concerns during opening statement. Joe Rogan on nuclear power. It's such a stupid stupid idea, so incredibly arrogant. And that's it. Oh wait, no, that's it. Not much coming out of the U.S. or Canada, is there? Wonder why. Alrighty then. You have a wonderful Friday evening. I got a big storm coming in. I'm going to just try to hit the button and not even see how Pastor Paul Bagley 34's channel came out. So just listen to it. If you can't see it, just walk around and do something, clean the house, and not stare at the computer if there's nothing on the screen. Just listen to it, just if it was a radio, if you can't see it well. I'll check it later because I'm going to have to publish it now because we have a horrible storm coming in. It's thundering and lightning and making all kinds of boom boom noises. I don't want the power to go out. So you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday evening. It is 5 days down. We've made it to the weekend. It's the weekend right now. Happy Friday to you. And take care. Be safe. I'll see you again tomorrow. Alrighty then. I'm sure I'll have more news for you tomorrow. Take care.